tactic is going around trying to get other access. But you see the line of police moving here, and it seems like they're trying to move around Kaplan Hall here or Knudsen Hall to try and circle this group so they don't go down this way. But that seems to be their plan here, is to circle this group and slowly push them away farther and farther away from the encampment. And it looks like they're headed towards the street where we saw one of the protesters being taken by ambulance a little earlier. So they're moving little by little, but it is working, and they are getting these students to move back slowly.
Well, it looks like they're also dispersing students, Mario. We're 2 hours now into this when officers decided to move in, and from what Gigi was saying, she sees maybe 3 dozen, so obviously now less than 3 dozen people there in the main encampment area. Outside, you're saying 20 or so people, so very shortly here we should see a real dispersal of the protesters there, and things seem to be dying down here quite quickly because these protesters are really outnumbered in a big way by the police presence that's there on campus.
Yeah, and they continue to move in. We're getting closer to Charles E. Young Drive, the public access street here just behind us. So they are continuing to be pushed back. We tried to talk to a few students earlier, a few demonstrators, one who said we don't talk to the media. So a lot of them have been referencing us to media spokespeople, but they've been very hard to find out here. We talked to one student earlier who said he was on campus just kind of watching this. He had been for the last couple of days, and this is really impacting his final weeks here on campus. So we're seeing this group again be pushed back near the music library as more law enforcement, and I'm hearing that. Where are you guys headed now?
Now.
Okay. They're saying they can't get out this way because the street's blocked, so they're kind of just reorganizing, maybe staying in place until they get moved farther back, but yeah, farther and farther back from that encampment.
You know, one of the things necessary here when, as far as the clear messaging goes, hey, at this point you need to leave, you're going to likely be arrested, is there needs to be a clear path to exit for protesters who decide they want to listen to police and abide by what they're saying. Is there a clear path?
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're being trapped here on campus. There are plenty of ways out, so it just seems like they're trying to stay here and face law enforcement as they're moving closer and closer. But there are ways to exit campus peacefully here.
Okay. Right, more protesters being arrested as we see one by one. We're going to go back to Gigi Graciette, who is now inside the encampment as more arrests take place. Gigi, what are you seeing now?
Well, this is where the arrestees, the last group of them, are being brought right now. This is before they'll be taken to the jail bus. You can see officers with the California Highway Patrol taking down people's names. They're also searching them. They're patting them down to make sure they have no weapons, nothing dangerous. They have those brown paper bags where they're putting any personal possessions that the people being arrested may have on them. The young lady with the head covering there off to the left, she tells us she is a senior here at UCLA. And when someone asked her if, she wasn't, some kind of question like she wasn't upset that she was in custody. And she said no, that what did it matter if she was free if the people of Gaza were not free? And again, that's the message that this encampment had. It was about free Palestine. The protesters here asking UCLA to divest from any possible investments or support of Israel as long as this continues. And again, if you're just tuning in to Good Day LA and Fox 11, the encampment at UCLA has now been taken down, and the last group of protesters, we're talking about just maybe now down to a couple dozen, are being taken into police custody. They're being sort of preliminarily being processed here before being taken to Los Angeles County Sheriff's jail bus, where they will be further processed. Unclear if these people are going to be cited and released. That is usually what happens with protesters. Their identification is taken. They're given a citation with a court date, and they are ordered to return and to face a judge to see if they will be charged with something. Unclear if these protesters, since they are the last ones standing and refused all orders to leave, unclear if they'll actually be taken to jail today.